NBA playoffs get underway. Game one of all the NBA playoffs are in the books as we record this, except
on the West Coast side.
Yeah, except the Pistons Rockets game is the one we haven't seen yet here. So let's talk about the East here. Now we've talked all season long, Guru, about this being essentially Warriors versus the field.
Mm-hmm.
First question: did you see anything that changes your mind of this?
Dude, I've been saying this, and I'm gonna always say it, just like one of them old school artists that make one-hit wonders, because you got to sing the same tune every time to get that check. Since KD came into Golden State, the only thing I'm worried about, the only thing I'm looking forward to, and the most exciting part of the basketball is the offseason, because that's the only thing we don't know what's gonna happen. That's the only thing in basketball the last 3 to 4 years that we don't know what will happen is the offseason. We know what's going to happen because think like this. We don't know what Zion is going to be. That's exciting because that's going to happen in the offseason.
But you're saying we know the parade goes to Oakland again.
It's like Rocky. How many Rocky movies do you have to see to know what's going to happen at the end?
I need to see all of them.
And you need to see like the Tiger Woods struggles. We need to see that. We need to see Golden State go through the drama. But at the end of the day, Golden State is going to win again. My question is, are they going to go to Game 7 in any game this series? That's my major question.
Do they go a Game 7?
Do they go a Game 7? Is anybody going to take them to 7 game? That's my real question.
If they do, they lose. That's what I think. I think if the Warriors see a Game 7, it means they're probably losing.
What? They get home court, though.
They do. They get home court and
home court.
But they've got a bit tougher road. Actually, we're as NBA fans, we're a little bit blessed this year as we get to see Rockets. Assuming
Houston defense is not as good as it was last year, and at the end of the day, Golden State, as we all know, is the greatest team in offensive team in the history of the world, right? So Houston is a great offensive team, but we're not going to say they're the best offensive team in the history of the world, right?
No, certainly not.
Exactly. So
Harden might be having one of those seasons, but the team as a whole, no.
And then you're playing against offense. So basically your strength versus their strength is offense. And one is the greatest to ever do it, and you are just one of the best. So I'm always going to put my money on the greatest to ever do it. And at the end of the day, it's KD, man. I'm going to always repeat that. KD is the biggest factor, the biggest needle in the NBA.
See, and I'm going to take the field just because I like to keep it interesting. I'll take the field on this one. You take the Warriors, I'll take the field. I think somebody else is going to win the title this year. Right. And I think that's going to lead to a meltdown in Oakland as part of it. That's what I'm hoping for, just for the drama.
Win the title next year, huh?
Well, we know this. We've talked about it before with KD's contract coming up. This is the end of this glory run for the Warriors. Anyway, I'd like to see it not go out with another parade. So I'm going to take the field on this one. That said, the field is unpredictable as hell right now. We saw a handful of upsets here in the first round, where we saw the lower seeds upend some of the teams in the first round. My Sixers got dumped in the first round of their series. We saw who else we lost here? The Spurs came in and actually won their first game against the Nuggets. And what's the other one in the East that picked up a loss? The Magic. The Magic beat the Raptors yesterday as well. So we handed the Raptors a loss. Right now the Bucks are ahead of the Pistons again, so that's not as big a surprise there. My question for you is, the losses that we saw on Saturday, should any of these teams worry, or is this just going to scare them into something better? Because as a Sixer fan, I've been worried about the Nets, and I'm a little worried.
To me, Game 1 in the NBA playoff first round is like opening weekend. All right? Game 1 don't mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't even look at Game 1. I don't even care about that because the series don't start till Game 3. Game 1 is usually that's when that's the best chance for the lower seeds to win. That's always been statistically the best time for underweight team to actually do an upset. It's Game 1 because usually the higher ranked team are like, it's Game 1. We're gonna feel it. It's a fill out process. But the beautiful thing about NBA, it's a series. So what that means, the talented team always win. It's not no luck. It's not no buzzer beater situation. It's a series, meaning the most talented team is always going to win.
Well, that's certainly what the Sixers are banking on, is that talent wins out over everything. Because what I saw was yesterday, it looked to me like the teams that coasted into the playoffs were having trouble coming off that. The teams that were resting guys and trying to get ready were having trouble. The teams that had to fight their way in, the Magic and the Nets that had to win to get in, boy, they looked like they were ready to go. And they came in ready to play. So I thought that was...
I mean, pull out this. We know what the baby Raptors are. We know, we understand that, but we also know they're not playing LeBron. And I like DJ Augustine. That's just, it's not going to happen. DJ Augustine is not going to do what he does in a 7-game series. I like him. If DJ Augustine was going to do that, the Magic won't be the seed where they're at. All right, they'll be in the top of 3-4 seed rank. Okay, so we know it's all going to come out in the wash.
So, Guru, then who is going to come out of the East? Who's our big dog? What's the team you're looking at here? I mean, all season long, I think we've been talking Sixers. I think the Sixers have the best chance of beating the Warriors. That said, I think the Sixers also have the best chance of getting bounced here.
Oh man, it's a crapshoot, man. Honestly, the most talented team is Boston. You know, they should win it because now with the injury with Joel over there, your Sixers. And really, Ben is a playoff time, so we know what Ben is.
Ben looked like doo-doo.
Playoff Ben. So we know that. We know what we're going to get with him. We're going to get 0, 8 assists, and 10 rebounds. That's just,
Now, the Celtics were down at halftime against the Pacers, who everybody has essentially written off since Oladipo went down, but they've hung around only to come back and win it. The Celtics win it in a low-scoring game. That was like 84-74, one of those sort of 90s games, if you will.
Boston is the most talented, and as they move on in the series, as it gets deeper in the playoff, I think that's going to really show the depth and talent of that team. It's really going to showcase. And I had the Sixers, I had your guys doing something, but everything was predicated on Joel.
On health.
On his health. Everything was
predicated fucking ridiculous,
on his health, man.
His knee issues. You know what? This load management that they didn't do in the beginning of the season, so they could do. Because part of the problem with the Sixers is that their starting five, which, is probably the best starting five in the East, has not played together more than, I think, 11 games this year. And because Joel has not played more than a handful of games since the All-Star break when he's been hurt. It really, really hampers them going in. I agree with you about the Celtics because that's a team that is deep and talented and can figure it out. And once they figure it out, they're going to be a problem. I still like the Raptors in the East, though. I think that of all the matchups of all the players, they come out on top. I don't think it's the Bucks. I think in a 7-game series, the Bucks are going to get beaten by a better team, and I think that better team is probably the Raptors, who, if things work out, the Sixers will play in round 2, which is terrifying.
I think the Bucks, because the Bucks will get Boston, I believe, the second round, right?
Yeah, so they should go through them. I would think the Bucks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but
I want to see that matchup. I really want to see that Boston Bucks matchup. I think that's gonna be interesting.
I don't know if they got anybody that can guard Giannis.
Man, hey, playoff Al, man, playoff Horford,
there you
baby,
go.
Playoff Al, baby, the OG.
All right, so playoffs getting started. Final thoughts. Who are we going to see in the finals then? Who you got? You got Boston and the Warriors?
I will go out and I'm gonna stick with my guns, man. I'm sticking with the Sixers. I've been calling them out. I'm sticking with the Sixers. And I think when Joel comes back, I think it's gonna be a good run. And I see the Sixers and Golden State winning in 5. Gentlemen sweep.
A gentleman sweep in 5.
Gentleman sweep.
The Sixers get one step over game, is what you're telling me?
A gentleman sweep, man. Because Joel, just because that's my African brother, man. My African brother, we don't get sweep. No way. You never seen Patrick Ewing get sweep or Elijah Wan. No. We as African, the Kembe don't get sweep. We will overcome and we will win one game.
I will take that. I'm going to take the field though, so I can't pick the Warriors. I hope the Sixers make it. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to bet the long shot. I'm going to take the Spurs because I think the Spurs have the best chance, most interesting path. I think the Spurs can get past the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are not what their record indicates, especially in a series going up against Popovich. I think the Spurs take them apart. They won the first game. I think the Spurs get that. Then they come into either the Thunder or the Blazers, and I think it's the same deal there. I don't think either of them are particularly strong. So we see that. In fact, I think the Blazers are with the Sixers as the team most likely to be upset because the Thunder, even at 6, The Blazers got him today in Game 1, but that's a team that can play if Paul George's shoulder, stays on his arm.
Both of them is a crapshoot, man. It's a toss-up between Blazers and OKC. Luckily, they're playing each other. If they weren't, both of them would be ousted in the first round. Both of them would be ousted. It just so happened one of them got to move on.
So I'm going to take Spurs Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, and I'm going to root for the Spurs just to be different, and also because that again opens the door for the East, and I think it's the Raptors.
So then once again, my question is, with what you just told me, will the Warriors go to 7 games?
No, I don't think they do. I think no. I'm going to say no because that means I win either way. Because if the Warriors win out and they don't go to 7, I've at least got some money down that I'm taking a win home. So I'm going to say no on that one. But I'm going to pick the Spurs coming out of the West just to be different, just to be complicated.
Oh, man, good thing you know betting, boy. I'm taking that house money, baby.
All right, with that, Guru, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back in segment 2. We're going to have the Almanac on to talk a little bit about the AAF and the XFL going forward. They got some rule changes in the XFL that's going to bring in some younger guys. Can any spring football league make it against the Shield? All right, so that's coming up on segment 2. Stick around. Trash Talk Radio.
TTR.